Hello students, welcome back. Welcome back to Vidya Lakshmi Metric Higher Secondary School YouTube channel. We are discussing chapter 1 electrostatics. In this part 3 we are going to discuss about electric potential or electrostatic potential. Electric potential, you just imagine a charge. Imagine a charge is here. Imagine a charge is here. Q charge is here. Imagine Q charge is here. Now consider a point P. Consider a point P just away from the charge, and consider another point Q. The electric potential is the amount of work done in moving unit positive charge. The potential difference between P and Q is the amount of work done in moving unit positive charge from Q to P. Now you just imagine a charge Q dash is there at Q. Imagine a charge Q dash is there at Q. If you want to move the charge Q dash from Q to P, if you want to move it towards Q, if you want to move the charge Q dash from positive charge from Q to P, we have to do some work. That too, the work has to be done against force, because this is positive, that is also positive. There will be force of repulsion. Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is a conservative force. Okay. There will be force of repulsion. So we have to, if you want to move the charge Q dash from Q to P, we have to do work against the electrostatic force. So the work done can be calculated this way. Work done is equal to integral. Where from we are moving the charge? We are moving from Q. We are moving to P. Therefore, work done equal to moving the charge from Q to P. We have to do some work against the force. Already there is some force, that is Coulomb force, isn't it? There must be some external force to move the charge. That external force, okay, dr is the distance there. This is equal to, this work done is equal to integral Q to P. Force, this force is electrostatic force, Coulomb force. That is minus F suffix E. The external force is Coulomb force. The negative sign is there because both are positive, then there will be force of repulsion, and we have to do work against the Coulomb force. Therefore, minus sign is there, dr vector. Okay. We know that electric field at a point is force experienced by charge at that point. Electric field at a point is force experienced by charge. So from this we can write that force F is equal to EQ. Electric field at a point can be defined as the force experienced by charge. Kept at that place. Then we can write that this work done is equal to integral Q to P. We are moving the charge from Q to P. Okay. Minus E vector, and Q is there, that can be brought out, Q and dr. This is work done in bringing charge from Q to P, the charge Q dash to be brought, isn't it? This is the work done. Here we have taken it as Q dash, therefore let us substitute Q dash here. As we have taken the charge as Q dash, let us substitute, instead of Q we shall take Q dash. The actual definition is the amount of work done in moving unit positive charge. Unit positive, it means that Q dash is unit positive, one positive, unit positive charge. Therefore, we can write that work done is equal to work done per unit charge, work done per unit charge, work done per unit charge, that will be unit positive charge. Then that will be equal to Q dash gets cancelled, then we get integral Q to P, integral Q to P minus E vector dot dr, E vector dot dr. So, this is equation to calculate work done in moving unit positive charge from Q to P, that is the work done. Work is equal to integral Q to P minus E vector dot dr vector, and this work done is stored as, this work done will be stored as electrostatic potential. This work done will be stored as electrostatic potential. We can write it as U also. This work done will be stored as electrostatic potential energy Q to P minus E vector dot dr, minus E vector dot dr. You imagine plus Q charge here, imagine Q dash charge here, and electric potential here is amount of work done in moving unit positive charge from Q to P. Work is equal to integral Q to P F vector dot dr. This F vector is nothing but Coulomb's law force. So, minus F sub x E vector dr. Here this is positive, that is also positive, then there will be force of repulsion, then work has to be done against the electrostatic force. We have this equation that electric field is force experienced by the charge. Here the charge is Q dash, therefore instead of Q we substitute Q dash. Then we get work is equal to integral Q to P minus E vector dot dr. Electric field is a vector quantity. This force, Coulomb force, is also a vector quantity, but electric potential is a scalar quantity. So, we have this equation U is equal to integral Q to P minus E vector dot dr. Now, you just imagine a charge has to be moved from infinity to this point. A charge has to be moved from infinity to this point. Okay, let us imagine. Let us forget this. Let us just imagine the charge has to be moved from infinity to this point. Consider a point somewhere at infinity, and this is a point P. Now, our aim is to move unit positive charge from infinity to this point. Now, we can write that the electric potential is, amount of work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to this point P. The potential V equal to integral minus E vector dot dr vector, where from we are moving the charge. In the previous case we moved charge from Q to P. Now we are moving the charge from infinity to the point P, therefore infinity to point P, which is at a distance R. Imagine the point P is at a distance R from the charge Q. Imagine the point P is at a distance R from Q. Okay, V equal to integral infinity to R minus E vector dr. That's equal to integral infinity to R electric field 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. We have Q here. Okay, Q, take it as Q. Okay, and 1 divided by R square, because we are moving the charge from infinity to the point P. The point P is at a distance R, therefore R square, R cap, unit vector dr vector, that is equal to, and this can be written as this R vector R cap dot dr vector can be written as R cap dot R cap into dr, where R cap dot R cap is 1, R cap dot R cap is 1, whereas R cap cross R cap is 0. Then this potential V equal to minus integral infinity to R Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, 4 pi epsilon naught r square dr, r square dr. Epsilon naught is permittivity of free space, air or vacuum. Its value is 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9. 9 into 10 power 9. Now, V equal to potential is equal to integral infinity to r. Here Q 4 pi epsilon naught we can take it out because it is constant. Then minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r 1 by r square dr. Integral x power n equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Integral x power n is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Therefore, V is equal to minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, okay, integral, if you are integrating this, if after integration, we will get that minus 1 divided by r, we will get minus 1 divided by r, okay, because integral x power n equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, okay, integral r power minus 2 dr is equal to infinity to r, limits infinity to r, then we get r power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, that is equal to limits infinity to r, that is equal to r power minus 1 divided by minus 1, divided by minus 1, that is equal to minus 1 by r, infinity to r. So, if we substitute the values, okay, first we have to substitute upper limit value and then lower limit value must be subtracted, then we get minus 1 by r minus that infinity factor we can omit, then we get minus 1 by r, then V equal to minus to minus plus, then Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So, this is the equation to calculate electric potential at the point P due to plus Q here. So, this is the amount of work done. This is the amount of work done in moving charge from infinity to the point P, which is at a distance r. V equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught is the electric potential at the point P, which is at a distance r from here. Or in other words, this is the amount of work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to the point P, which is at a distance r from plus Q. Okay, integral infinity to r, because we are moving the charge from infinity to the point P, which is at a distance r. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r square. Q 4 pi epsilon naught can be taken out because it is a constant value. Integral x power n is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, then integral 1 by r square, just take it as r power minus 2, then you get r power minus 2 plus 1, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, r power minus 2 plus 1 by r power by minus 2 plus 1, limits infinity to r, then you get r power minus 1, you get r power minus 1, that is equal to r power minus 1 divided by minus 1, r power minus 1 divided by minus 1, limits infinity to r, that you will get minus 1 by r, minus to minus plus, then potential V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So, electric potential at the point P at a distance r is V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So, we also infer that the potential is inversely proportional to r, this electric potential is inversely proportional to r. So, if the distance of the point P increases, for example, imagine at this point the electric potential is V1, which is at a distance r1, If there is a point P2, which is at a distance r2, from this plus Q, then potential is V2, Obviously, V1 will be greater than V2. Obviously, V1 will be greater than V2. Okay, because as distance increases, potential decreases. Potential is inversely proportional to distance. Potential is inversely proportional to distance. Potential is inversely proportional to distance. In Coulomb's law, force is inversely proportional to square of the distance. Electric field inversely proportional to square of the distance. Potential inversely proportional to just distance, not square of the distance. Force, Coulomb force is a vector quantity. Electric field, it is also a vector quantity, whereas electric potential is a scalar. Electric potential is a scalar quantity. Now, in case if there are many charges, instead of only one charge, if there are many charges, let us see what we have to do. If there are many charges, then electric potential at the point P. If there are many charges, then electric potential at the point P can be calculated. You just imagine you have plus Q charge here. You just imagine plus Q1 charge is there. Consider the point P like this. Consider a point P here, which is at a distance R1, which is at a distance R1. Consider another charge Q2 there. The charge Q2 is at a distance R2 from the point P. Imagine another charge Q3 here. Imagine another charge Q3 which is at a distance R3, which is at a distance R3 from here. For a single charge Q, at the point P which is at a distance R, we have calculated that V equal to 1 by Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R, isn't it? So, in the same way, for this charge Q1, the electric potential at this point, that is V1 will be equal to Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R1, 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Now, for this charge Q2, for the charge Q2, electric potential at the point P, electric potential at the point P, that is V2 is equal to Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R2, 4 pi epsilon naught R2. Now, for the charge Q3, electric potential at the point P, that's equal to V3 is equal to Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R3. Q1 R1, Q2 R2, Q3 is at a distance R3 from this point. So, V1, V2, V3 we are calculating because 3 charges are. In case if there are many charges, we can add. Then resultant electric potential, V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, V1 plus V2 plus V3. We have to add all these 3. In case if there are many charges, n number of charges, in common we can write that electric potential V is equal. Let us take the common factor. 4 pi epsilon naught only is common. Charge Q1, Q2, Q3, the quantity of charge may differ and distance also differs. So, you can take that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, you take it out, then you get, can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught sigma I is equal to 1 to n. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n. We have Q, therefore Q suffix I divided by R suffix I. This is general equation to calculate electric potential at a point due to many charges. Electric potential at a point due to many charges which are at different distances. V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, which is common in all the equations. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n, and there are n number of charges. Q suffix I by R suffix I. So, with this equation, we can calculate electric potential at the point P. Now you just imagine there are charges like this, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now, we can calculate electric potential due to this system of charges, and we can also relate electric field and electric potential. Before discussing that electric potential due to the system of charges, let us discuss the relation between electric field and electric potential. E is equal to electric field, E is equal to minus dV by dx, E is equal to minus dV by dx. Okay, this is from dV is equal to minus E into dx, minus E into dx. E is equal to minus dV by dx, or dV is equal to minus E into dx. Okay, this is what we have seen in the previous case, isn't it? dV is equal to minus E into dx. So, what we understand from this, that the potential gradient dV by dx, the potential gradient dV by dx, there are two ways we can take it. One is the work has to be done against the force, electrostatic force. Second case is that along the direction of electric field dV by dx, potential gradient value decreases. Along the direction of electric field direction dV by dx, that is potential gradient value decreases. For example, just imagine a positive charge is here. Imagine positive charge here, and electric force lines will be like this, isn't it? Electric force lines will be like this. Actually, we should draw equal length vector. Equal length should be drawn. Okay. Imagine the force lines are like this. Imagine due to this positive charge, the force lines are like this. Now, you just imagine a small area here. Imagine a small area here. The work done here, the work done to move from one point to another point. The work done to move from these 2 points. Work done to move from these 2 points. For example, imagine this is A and this is B. The work done to move from A to B. Work done to move the charge from A to B. Let this distance be R. Let this distance be R. Let this distance be R1. The first case. Then potential, electric potential we have got, isn't it? V equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Epsilon naught R1. Imagine a charge is here, and we are moving a charge. We are moving a charge from A to B. We are moving a charge from A to B. For that, work done can be calculated. The electric potential at the potential difference between the 2 points can be calculated. Or if the charge is moved to the point B, the electric potential at the point can be calculated. That is V1 equal to Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Q is the charge here. Now imagine the point somewhere here. Okay, it is moved from A dash to B dash, A dash to B dash. Here potential difference is dV1, here potential difference is dV2. What we are coming to say that as distance increases, this difference in potential will decrease for the same distance. For example, here the distance between A and B also 1 centimeter. Here also distance between A dash and B dash is 1 centimeter. Then obviously we say that dV1 will be greater than dV2. The potential difference between these 2 points, where distance between these 2 points is 1 centimeter, which is closer to this point, which is closer to the charge, will have greater potential difference when compared with the potential difference between these 2 points A dash, B dash, which are at the same distance 1 centimeter, which is away from the charge when compared with this. That's what we are coming to say. Or even instead of considering these 2 points, you just take a single point like this. Okay, you just imagine this point as P1. Imagine a point somewhere here as P2. Imagine somewhere point here as P2. Just imagine the force lines are like this. Imagine the force lines are like this. Consider a point P1 here. Consider a point P1 here. Consider another point P2 here. What is the electric potential at the point P1? Electric potential at the point P1 is V1 equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Electric potential at the point P2? Electric potential at the point P2, V2 is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R2, epsilon naught R2. We have seen that potential is inversely proportional to distance. Potential is inversely proportional to distance. Then obviously, electric potential at the point P1 will be greater than electric potential at the point P2. So, from this negative sign, we also infer that along the direction of electric field, this is the direction of electric field, this is positive, isn't it? Therefore, this is the direction of electric field. This is the, in all directions we can take that as the direction of electric field. Along the direction of electric field, potential difference decreases, dV by dx, potential gradient value decreases. That's what we understand from this. Okay. Potential is inversely proportional to distance. That point you have to keep it in mind. Now let us discuss electric potential for this system of charges. Imagine at A Q1 is there, at B Q2 is there. Okay. Q1, Q2, at the point C you have Q3 is there. Now, what is the electric potential of this system of charges? What is the electric potential for the system of charges? Initially, let us imagine that initially at A Q1 was there. Imagine initially there were no charges. At A Q1 was not there. At B Q2 was not there. At C Q3 was not there. There were no charges. Imagine initially we brought Q1 from somewhere. When there were no other charges, to move Q1 from any other point to the point A, we need not to do any other work. External work is not necessary because there is no any force of repulsion there, isn't it? So we can just bring. So to move charge Q1 from any other point to here, we need not to do work. Okay, because there will be no force of repulsion. That can be easily done. Second, then you just see this is collection of Q1, Q2 and Q3 charges at a distance R12, R23 and R13. In the presence of Q1, you just imagine at the presence of Q1, Q2 is moved from infinity to the point B. Then some work has to be done, So these two charges together, there will be some electric potential. But in the presence of Q1 and Q2, another charge Q3 is moved from somewhere to the point C. Then some more work has to be done to move the charge Q3 from somewhere to the point C. Now you just imagine, you just forget Q3, consider only these two, Now electrostatic potential energy for these two charges can be written as U is equal to Q1 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1, Q2, distance between these two charges, R12. Okay, and if you consider these two charges, Q1 and Q3, if you consider these two charges, in that case, electrostatic potential energy is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1, first charge, second charge Q3. In case if we take that the second charge which is moved from infinity to the point C is unit positive charge, then this will become 1. Then this will become 1. But it is not specified that whether it is unit charge or not. So Q3 divided by R13. Now you just imagine only this. Imagine only this Q2 and Q3. In case if there is only Q2 and Q3, only Q2 is there, Q3 is moved from infinity to that point. In that case, electrostatic potential energy, the work done is stored as electrostatic potential energy. In case of capacitor, when the charge, some work has to be done, isn't it? That is stored as electrostatic potential in case of capacitor. Even in case of inductor also. In case of inductor, magnetic energy is stored. Here U3 is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, this, we are dealing with this Q2 and Q3. Then Q2, Q3 by R23. In the presence of Q1, to bring Q2 from infinity to the point B, in the absence of Q3. Okay, the electrostatic potential for the two charges will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1, Q2 by R12. and for Q1 and Q3, when just forget Q2, in the absence of Q2, to bring Q3 from infinity to the point C, then electrostatic potential energy is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by R13. And U3, this is in the absence of Q1, to bring Q3 from infinity to the point C, the work done is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 Q3 by R23. Then now all the three charges are there. All the three charges are there. Then total work done to assemble all the three charges. Total work done to assemble all the three charges. The total work done to assemble all the three charges is equal to, total work done to assemble all the three charges is equal to, that's U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3, that is equal to, take the common factors, then we have 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 plus Q2 Q3 by R23 plus Q3 Q1 by R31. This is the total energy, total potential energy of the system, where Q1 is at A, Q2 at B or Q3 at C. The point we have to keep it in mind that, okay, if you are asked to calculate what is the total work done, we have to use this formula. In case if you are asked a question, what is the work done in bringing the first charge to the point? In the absence of Q2 and Q3, to bring Q1 to the point A from infinity, in the absence of any other charge, to bring Q1 to the point A, we need not to do any work. Okay, good. Hope you understand this. Now we shall discuss a small problem based on this topic. Imagine there are two charges. Actually, this question is from the textbook. This question is from our textbook. Imagine you have plus Q charge here. Consider a point somewhere here where minus 2Q charge is there. Question is, this question is from our textbook. At what point between the two charges, electric potential will be 0? At what point between the two charges, electric potential will be 0? That is a question, okay? At what point between the two charges, electric potential will be 0? Now let us imagine a point somewhere here P, electric potential V equal to 0. Okay, and also in the question it is given that distance between these two charges is 9 meter. And also it is given the distance between the two charges is 9 meter. It is given in the question. Now take that the point P is at a distance, x. Imagine that the point P is at a distance x from here. The point P is at a distance x from plus Q. The total distance between the two charges is 9 meter. Then distance between these two will be 9 minus x, because distance between these two charges is 9 meter. Now electric potential due to plus Q at the points P, will be equal to electric potential at the point P due to plus Q is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. The charge is Q here, the distance is x. Electric potential at the same point due to minus Q, that is electric potential due to minus 2Q is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the charge here? We have minus 2Q, therefore minus 2Q divided by, now distance of the point from the charge, it is 9 minus x, that is 9 minus x. If we say that what will be, at what point the electric potential to the combination of the two charges will be 0, then we can add these two, and equal to 0. It means that it is nothing but the electric potential due to plus Q plus electric potential due to minus 2Q is equal to 0 somewhere. That is equal to that is resultant electric potential where it is 0, that will be equal to take this here, if we take, we get Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. If you take it as common, then we get 1 divided by x. You have 1 by x here, you have minus 2 divided by 9 minus x here, 9 minus x, that must be equal to 0. Then we can write from this 1 divided by x minus 2 divided by 9 minus x is equal to 0. From this we can write 1 divided by x is equal to 2 divided by 9 minus x, 2 divided by 9 minus x, okay, and can be written as x divided by 1 is equal to 9 minus x divided by 2, and can be written as 2x is equal to 9 minus x, or you can take it as 2x is equal to 9 minus x, or 3x is equal to 9, or x is equal to 9 by 3, which is equal to 3 meter. X is equal to 9 by 3, which is equal to 3 meters. So the point P is at a distance 3 meters from the charge plus Q, that is the answer. The point P is at 6 meter from the charge minus 2Q, that is the answer. The electric potential between these two charges, where you have plus Q here, where you have minus 2Q, electric potential at a point somewhere between the two charges is 0, we have to find out the distance, V equal to 0 here. Electric potential at the point P due to plus Q is V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by x, x is the distance here, and electric potential due to minus 2Q is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus 2Q by 9 minus x, because in the question it is given that distance between the two charges is 9 meters, then this will be 9, this is x, therefore 9 minus x, this is 9 minus x. The total potential is 0, that's why that the point here potential is 0. Then we have to add these two and equate to 0. Then if you bring right side, this term will go off, then you get 1 minus x minus 2 divided by 9 minus x is equal to 0. Just rearrange the equation, we get x is equal to 3 meters. Then electric potential at the point P 0 will be at 3 meters from plus Q, or we can say that the point will be at 6 meters away from minus 2Q towards this positive charge. Okay, like this we can solve this problem. And let us see what is now let us discuss what is equipotential surface. We can complete this topic today. This is equipotential surface. If we just imagine a charge Q here, and the points considered are at equidistance, then imagine a charge is here plus Q, imagine a charge is there plus Q, and the point A, B, C, D, it's all are at the same distance R, okay. Imagine a circle, okay, whose distance is R. This is also at a distance R. Okay, this is also at a distance R. Consider a point like this, any point A, B, C, anywhere, Electric potential at the point A is going to be V sub x A is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the charge here? Q is the charge here, isn't it? Then Q divided by R. Electric potential at the point B, will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. The charge Q, the distance is R. Electric potential at C will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. Okay. So what we understand that in case if there is a point charge like this, in all directions at equal distance, the electric potential will be equal, because we have already seen that potential is inversely proportional to Distance. It's based on distance. So, if as a distance is the same, then electric potential will be same at this surface. Now, if you are imagining another circle like this, imagine another circle at a distance R2. Imagine consider another point D here at a distance R2. Okay, consider another point E at a distance R2. Consider another point F at a distance R2. You see that R2, if you take this as R1, R2, the point D is closer, therefore electric potential will be higher, But at all these points, D, E, F, electric potential will be equal because the points are at equidistance from the charge. That's what we have to understand from this. This is called equipotential surface. If you just imagine a sphere, if a charge is at the center of the sphere, then on the surface all the points will have equal potential. It is called equipotential surface. As distance increases, potential decreases, but anyhow along the surface at that point potential will be equal. It is called equipotential surface. In case of uniform electric field like this, okay, at this plane electric potential will be equal. Okay, at a point somewhere away, at that point electric potential will be equal, but there will be some potential difference between these 2 points. There will be some potential difference between this surface, there will be some potential difference between this surface, okay, and this. Between these two there will be some potential difference. But along this surface, electric potential will be equal. Because it is at equal distance from the charge. This is also equipotential surface. When there is no potential difference, we need not to do any work to move charge. When there is no potential difference, see that the point A and the point B, they both are at the same distance, both are at equal distance from the charge Q. When there is no potential difference, we need not to do any work. We can move the charge easily. The work done to move charge, whatever the amount of charge, the work done to move charge from one point to another at equipotential surface is 0. To move a charge here like this, A to B, we need not to do any work. Work done will be 0. Along this surface, in this case, in this surface, to move a charge from one point to another, the surface is like this, one point to another, work done will be 0. But if you want to move the charge from along the direction of the electric field, but away from the direction of electric field, if you want to move a charge towards this, that is against the force, we have to do work. To move charge along this, less amount of work, even sometimes based on the quantity of charge, automatically it will move because force of repulsion is there. But along the surface, along the equipotential surface, work done will be 0. So, equipotential surface is a surface where potential is the same or potential difference is 0. We need not to do any work to move charge on a surface where potential is equal. On equipotential surface, work done will be 0 to move a charge from one point to another charge. Okay, along the circumference, to move a charge along the circumference, work done is 0. To move a charge along the radius, we have to do some work. Okay, especially towards the center of the circle. Okay, students, we hope you understand this concept, electric potential. We expect your comments. Whether it is positive comment or negative comment, whatever is. Okay, if it is good, you please appreciate us. If there is any mistake or the way we present, anything to be modified, if there is any criticism, you please be frank, be open to comment on our classes to improve ourselves. We hope these classes will help students to understand the concept better. Thank you for watching this video. Students, in the videos nalla gavaninga, idellame pathina mostly நம்ம வந்து தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டேட் புக்ல இருந்தா பிக்சர்ஸ்லாம் எடுத்துருக்கோம். இந்த பிக்சர்ஸ் எல்லாமே பாத்தீங்கன்னா தமிழ்நாடு டெக்ஸ்ட் புக்கில் இருக்கிறது தான் இந்த கான்செப்ட்லாம் நீங்கள் இல்லைன்னா பெரிய அட்வான்டேஜ்னா யூடியூப்பில் இருக்கிறதுனால உங்களுக்கு எப்போ டைம் கிடையாதோ அப்போல்லாம் நீங்கள் பார்த்துலாம். ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இப்போ கிளாஸில் நடத்தும்போது ஒரு முறை தான் நடத்த முடியல, 2 முறை தான் நடத்த முடியும். ஓகே, இப்போ நீங்கள் 4 times 5 times கூட பார்க்கலாம் கான்செப்ட்டு. எத்தனை முறை வேணாலும் பார்க்கலாம். ஒரு ஓகே, whenever you find time you can watch this video and understand the concept. உங்களுக்கு இந்த 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 வீடியோ எல்லாம் பிடிச்சிருந்த அந்த கான்செப்ட்லாம் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா you please subscribe our Vidyalakshmi Metric Higher Secondary School channel. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Okay, we are happy from the school side to give such content to the students community. Thank you for watching. Thank you.